Greetings, citizens of the internet, you can call me Nitro Indigo, and welcome back to my extremely riveting Let's Play of Klonoa for the Wii. About a year ago, I did Let's Play this game, but I really wasn't happy with it, so I've decided to give it a second chance, and this time I've done a lot of research, so expect to hear a lot of trivia in these videos. Without further ado, let's begin! Welcome to Vision 1-1, The Gathering Wind, Breeze Gale, The Wind Village, or in the PS1 version, The Beginnings of Gale, which isn't very grammatically correct, but it does sound poetic, because yes, this is a remake of a PlayStation game. The PlayStation version was originally released in 1997, this remake came out in 2008, and also the PlayStation version is a PlayStation Classic, if you're wondering. The mechanic of this game is the usual rendering to pick up these enemies, and they also jump out of the background. That's going to be important later. And unfortunately, this remake did not do very well because Namco forgot to market it. As to my history of this game, I first discovered it when I discovered Knickers in 2014 because his review of Dalmatians 3 went viral, and I went and binge watched his videos as you do, and he reviewed the PlayStation version of this game. The review's a bit terrible. He did a better version of it this year. And here's the mechanic, 2.5D, I'll talk about that in a minute. But I didn't really think I would ever play it until a couple of years later. I was just like going through a phase where I just watched a lot of Sonic videos on YouTube. And it led me to discovering a YouTuber called Exo Paradigm Gamer, whose reviews nowadays are like an hour long, just before he started doing the Klonoa marathon. So I started to watch this, and then I eventually decided that I should get this Wii version of this game. The problem is it's really rare, so it took me a while to actually... I had to wait a while for a copy of this to show up on the Kex website, and then it did, and I got it 2 days before I had to go on a camping trip, so I beat it in 2 days. And then it became my favourite game in 2016, and then I did Let's Play with it in 2017, but I wasn't very happy with it because I kind of sounded like a broken record because I'd just done a review of not review, a scripted video talking about my thoughts on the game earlier that year. It was in 2017, by the way, for Klonoa's 20th anniversary. That's why I started the Let's Play. And also, I kept parroting another Let's Play who played this game. And speaking of which, I was looking at this game through YouTube Gaming once, and I discovered Tessellating Hexagons. These are one of my favourite Let's Players. And anyway, these are called Dream Crystals. There are 150 in each stage. If you collect 100 to get a life, it's like Mario, but not. And yes, unlike most 2D platformers or just platformers in general, this game has a story. Please do not give me a a laundry list of other platformers with stories in the comments. It's just a generalisation. I know that there are other platforms out there with in-depth stories like 3D Sonic games. But anyway, the story of this game was also inspired by a Japan-only RPG called Radius Senki. And in, for example, and a couple of the I'm not going to go into the details because that's spoilers, but the creative director, I guess you call him, of this game, Hideo Yoshizawa, revealed a lot of development history on Twitter, which was then translated by a Tumblr blog called Klonoa App Blog, and I'll link to it in the description, but obviously the tweets will contain spoilers as well. And for example, Hupo is named after the forest spirit from Radio Senki named Hupas, as well as some characters, the Japanese dub names of some characters from the Herculoids, which is a really old cartoon I've never seen. And Balu is named after a leader of a group of bandits. And also the land of Phantomile, which is where this takes place, hence named Door to Phantomile, even though there isn't a door leading to it, but whatever. Comes from the French, the title that Radio Senki was announced as, which is Chateau de Fantôme, which is French for Ghost Castle, and Hideo Yoshizawa really liked the name and he wanted to name this game after it, and also he combined it with the English word mile to convey something far away. Klonoa is not named after a character from Radio Senki. I swear I read somewhere that his name comes from the Japanese and French words for black, but I can't find it. But what I do know is that Hideo Yoshizawa wanted Klonoa's name to be spelled with a C because he was the protagonist, the player's clone, but the marketing department misread it as chlamydia. And there's this really weird magazine advert where they say, I've got Klonoa, and we're at the end of the stage and I never got to talk about 2.5D, but that's not a problem because I'll talk about it in the next episode. Until then, stay interesting!